Hi, welcome to the Brief Book Reviews channel, otherwise known as An Old Guy Reviews the Book That He's Read This Week. So what's the old guy read this week? Well, the book I read this week is called Death Comes to Marlow by author Robert Thorogood. It was released on the 5th of January 2023 here in the UK, so relatively recently. Thorogood is probably better known for creating the very, very popular Death in Paradise BBC TV series and also his D.I. Paul novels. This, however, is the second book in the Marlow Murder Club mystery series. The story is set a year after the Marlow Murder Club solve a tricky puzzle. And who are the Marlow Murder Club, I hear you say? Well, they consist of three people. Judith, who's 78, a wild swimmer, former crossword puzzle setter, and someone who loves solving mysteries and puzzles. Becks, the vicar's wife, the local vicar's wife, who also happens to have what appears to be an encyclopedic knowledge of middle-class fashion and culture. And Suzie. Susie's a dog walker, but also has a slot on the local radio station. So Judith, Becks and Suzie kick off the book, and then we start the book with Judith, Becks and Suzie being invited to a party by local grandee Sir Peter Bailey. Sir Peter Bailey is about to get married the next day to his nurse, Jenny. Party's going well, Judith and Becks and Suzie are basically clocking to see how much free champagne and food they can get, when all of a sudden there's an almighty bang. What on earth's going on there, everybody wonders. Turns out Sir Peter is down in his study and a huge bit of furniture from the wall has fallen on him and killed him. The police have called, and DS Tanika Malik, who was involved with the girls on their last mystery outing, is called, and to all intents and purposes, this looks like Sir Peter's been the victim of a terrible accident. Judith's got a few other ideas, though. She's not so sure. She thinks possibly this is a murder. There are a couple of clues and a couple of things that just seem a bit off, doesn't seem quite right. So Judith speaks to Becks and Suzie and says, well, should we investigate this? And sure enough, they do. It's a classic locked room mystery where Sir Peter has met his end in a room that has been locked, and he's the only guy with a key, which is in his pocket. So the question, the police are asking is, this looks like purely an accident. And Judith and co are determined to prove that it's not an accident. But of course, the dilemma is, who did, if it is a murder, who did it? And how did they do it in a locked room? And thus the story unfolds. We have Sir Tristram's children. Sir Peter's children, Tristram and Rosanna. Tristram's a bit of a wayward lad. Rosanna manages the family business. There's a question of Sir Peter's will. His original will left everything to Tristram, but all of a sudden there is news that there was another will written. Does that will negate the first will? Does it leave it to his daughter or maybe other people? And thus we have a whole bunch of people who are technically in the frame for Sir Peter's demise. We've got his children, we've got his gardener who bears him a grudge, we've got his ex-wife, Lady Bailey, who no longer lives with him, of course, is described by Suzie as someone who talks like Margaret Thatcher and dresses like Bette Lynch. That's the most English description you could possibly look for. But a whole bunch of people that could benefit in one way or another from Sir Peter's demise. And as in with all good whodunits, there are a lot of there's a lot of to and fro-ing. There are lots of people that pop up that you think, this person may be responsible, and it turns out that person, is a bit of a wrong one, but it's not the murderer. So it's a really, really good murder mystery. It's a good whodunit. I read it in a day. I started reading it in the afternoon, finished it in the evening, because I wanted to know, A, who done it, and B, how they did it. And it really is a well-written, tight mystery. Really enjoyed reading it. It's called, generically, this book is described as cozy crime. I don't think it's that cozy at all, to be honest, but it's a very, very good read. Certainly for people that like, Richard Osman's Thursday Murder Club series, or even, people that like watching Death in Paradise. they will enjoy reading this book, because the way the murder was committed is very, very clever, and it's a really enjoyable read. So I enjoyed reading it. Really enjoyable read. As I said, I'd give it 8 out of 10. And that's it for this week's brief book review. If you want a good murder mystery, a good whodunit, I'd recommend this book. So that's it for this week's brief book review. 10/10 till we do it again. Thanks for watching. Bye.